So what I've got in my bag for tournament play, I've got about 12 to 15 discs, all different for a different purpose. I'll start with the drivers and kind of work the way down. But first one is going to be a Champion Boss. For me, it's a pretty overstable disc. Headwind, sidearm shots, definitely my go-to long distance stable driver. The newest disc for me is the Star Katana, one of Innova's newest discs, and it's basically a less stable version of the Boss. I can get a whole lot of glide out of it and let it turn a little bit more than the Boss. So definitely the farthest flying disc in my bag right now. Then I kind of scale down in distance to a Champion Excalibur. I don't throw this a whole lot. It's definitely for the real windy days or anything that's got to go pretty far left. Don't throw it that often, but when there is a headwind, it's definitely a useful disc for me. Then I get into probably my go-to driver. That's a Star Wraith. The thing I like about it is I get good distance out of it, but I always know where it's going. It's really controllable, but it still goes a long way. So it ends up being probably the driver that I use the most. The next disc is going to be a Sidewinder. This is definitely my roller disc. Super flippy, kind of throw it out there, let it hit the ground, and it'll work itself over for a nice roller along the ground. Another disc, I don't throw a whole lot of rollers, but it definitely has helped me with that part of my game. Next one is a Champion Firebird. Most Innova players out there, you're going to see a Firebird in their bag, and it's for a reason. Consistently overstable. You can throw it pretty freaking hard, and it's always going to go left. Also a great overhand disc for people throwing thumbers and tomahawks. It's a real great utility disc, in my opinion. Then you get to basically my shorter Wraith, and that's the Champion Eagle. Another straight flyer. I know what it's going to do. Get it out there 350, 360 feet on a perfectly straight line. So definitely for a wooded course, probably the #1 driver that's going to come out of my bag. Kind of work down into mid-ranges and putters. I don't carry a lot of them because I've got the few that I have pretty dialed in and feel like I can throw them on just about any shot I need. But the first one's gonna be a Champion Whippet. This is probably the slowest, most overstable disc that Innova makes, and it's 4 spike shots. Throw it high and let it spike into the ground really hard, or skip hard left. Don't use it a whole lot, but there are definitely those holes out there that you need it to go left pretty hard. And Innova's newest mid-range is the Star Mako. This is a proto stamp one. This is one of the first ones that came out, and I've had it in my bag basically since the day they came out. I'm not a big rock thrower, so for me this was kind of my alternative, and it will basically go where you throw it. Throw it with Anheuser, it's going to hold. You can throw it with Heiser, it'll flip up and still finish left. Just a really true straight flying disc. And then I've got my 2 putters that I throw. These are both Rhinos, a DX version and a Champion version. Super slow, one flippy one stable one. Up shots, anything kind of under 300 feet is probably going to end up being a Rhino. And from there, get into putters. I actually have 2 exact same putters, same stamp, same everything, same feel. These are DX Avrs. I actually just switched to these because I cracked my putters yesterday. But same mold, real grippy, pretty overstable putters, but I feel confident I can throw them in any condition and it's always going to kind of fall in the bucket.